What's up, guys? Farm Wrestler here, and today we're going to take you on our trip, our journey to the 2025 WAF World Championships in Albina. So stick along for the ride, and we'll have a good time, I guess. Thanks for watching. In order to break up the travel, we decided to stop in Munich this year, and we missed Oktoberfest by just a couple days, but we did get to see the grounds, and we took a long loop around the whole thing, which was good because Jeff still needed to lose some weight. But we got to go to the Hofbrauhaus and eat good food, the world's largest glockenspiel, which is cool, old churches, all that kind of stuff. But it's really important to break up the trip so we don't have that 14 or 16-hour travel day. Good times for sure in Munich. So I mentioned a little bit about cutting weight, and obviously not for me, but for Jeff. 3 weeks out from the World Championships, he was the heaviest he's ever been when I've been around. I know he's been heavier than that a long time ago, but he got up to like 176, and part of our secret formula too was he was going to pull the 154s, which he hasn't done in a very long time. And so we had to do a weight cut, which started about 3 weeks out. And while we're in Munich, he's low carb, and we're manipulating his sodium intake in preparation to get him down as low as we can. And by the time we were flying to Bulgaria, he was down to 162, but that left 8 pounds. We got into Bulgaria around 1 a.m., and they moved our weigh-ins up by 2 hours the next day to 10 a.m. And so we decided that evening to do a couple hot baths and see if we could get some of that work out of the way. And we got him down to 158, and then he woke up at 157. And so then I think 3 hot water baths later, he skidded in under the 154 mark for the weigh-in. So that was a big relief. And we just had to do, the refeed, replenishment, which was a little bit of a pain in the rear because he got selected for doping testing. And so, make a long story short, he had to drink 5 liters of water before he could go to the bathroom. And we didn't have enough electrolytes or other things going in. And so, shortly after he finished that, we had some cramping, and I had to carry him to our table at lunch because he was cramping, but never felt bad. Just didn't have enough electrolytes with us because we weren't planning on, hanging around there for 3 hours for him to do his doping testing. But it was pretty funny. So let's go ahead and get into some arm wrestling. Super heavyweight, left hand. First match, I've got the big Russian, Valery Davletov, and big athletic guy. Obviously, Russia's back at the WAF. They're all competing WAF neutral because of that whole situation. But not your ideal first match to get a Russian, a Kazakh, something like that. And we're getting set up here. Ref's off to the side talking about something. Kind of wondering why nothing's happening here. And, we got a problem, Houston. My shorts are too short. They've got to go past the kneecap. And so I do my best little gangster impression, sag them down around my bum, and they say, "Oh, good enough," But not something I've dealt with before. But we're getting set up. Don't feel anything scary, nothing super crazy. But as we get closer to the go, there's overwhelming pressure. His hand turns to granite, and you can see side pressure, the hit. It's done rather quickly. So 1 and out, and then what do you know? I pull a Kazakh in my first round losers bracket. After, of course, borrowing some pants from my good Mongolian friend here, who was kind enough to trade me my my shorts for his pants so that wasn't going to be an issue anymore, because they were going to disqualify me for my shorts. So now I've got a Kazakh, kind of the worst case scenario, but it is what it is, and you're still going to fight. And not really paying attention or anything, just trying to stay focused on what I've got going here. And what do you know? Winner. I don't know if he was injured or what, but I get a win, and not the kind of win you want. I always kind of joke like, oh, why can't I ever get a pass in a round or something, because it helps you out a lot. But felt dirty after that anyway, so I'm not sure that's the way I want to go either. But in the losers bracket, but technically have one win, whatever. And I've got my old friend from last year, Josip Pulls, and I know what to expect. I know he's obviously very strong, very long, very thick hand. Got a huge win earlier against Oleg Mihalenko, the Ukrainian. And so I know he's strong and ready to go. And so we negotiate our grip, get everything set up. He's got to come down off my thumb knuckle a little bit. Loving the setup. And straighten the wrists, and we go, and it's pretty much center. We slip, and we're going to the strap. And same thing that happened for me last year, but feel like I've got a good strap. My left hand's been feeling pretty solid and healthy, and you can see his wrist starts to go back, but I just get so spread out. He's not moving at all in the middle. He's not getting separated at all. I'm just, you can see I separate myself, and he stays tight, and then he's got access to that side pressure once I'm separated. So it's really pretty easy win. Not great, but if you can believe it, the bye or forfeit I got in the second round was enough to put me in the top 10, which once again I feel dirty about it. There's a bunch of guys that were below me that were much better arm wrestlers and stronger, but that's just the way it panned out. So I'm not proud of it. It's actually my highest placing, but you can't be too proud of a placing when you didn't do anything. So disappointment, but it is what it is. So we'll get into Jeff's 70 kg matches. First match against the Romanian Stefan Carcea. Maybe that's how you say it. I'm not real sure. He's a very good arm wrestler, very strong, and he actually had the A-side control throughout most of the tournament. He ended up third place, and you can see he's trying to load up. Jeff's not really wanting to do that. He wants access to that explosive start, and so he's not letting that elbow come down, and we're in the referee's grip. So hands are closed here, and or the hands are being closed, and something I haven't seen before happens here. We'll explain it here in a second, but they give a foul to the Romanian, and he's got people in the stands watching the live feed, and they say, you need to protest that, and so we got a protest, and they say Jeff moved in a referee's grip, which is true, but the ref grabbed Jeff's hair here in the referee's grip. He pulled his hair out, and you can see his body and shoulders moving, and so that's where that foul came from. Foul to Jeff now instead of Stefan, and we come back to the table. We're still in that referee's grip. The hands get closed. without hair this time. And boom, one ref says strap, the other ref says he's making his case here, an intentional slip. And so we've got one foul apiece now, and he's still pleading his case, saying he was holding on. The ref says, no, you dove under. And they really were pretty strict about that intentional slip this year. So hands getting closed again. Jeff's had nothing to be concerned about yet, but an elbow foul. Same position. He just got in a hurry to pin. He was in complete control. He just got in a hurry to pin instead of being a little more patient, and elbow came off. So now he's in the loser bracket. We got Drazen Kogel from Croatia, and this dude is very long. His arm is very long. His hands are very large. He's a very strong puller. Jeff knew right away that he wasn't gonna top roll with that, just based on what he felt in the setup. But we get to the referee's grip, the hands get closed, and we've got movement in the referee's grip. So one foul on Drazen, hands close again, and an elbow foul on Jeff this time. So we'll do it a third time, and once again, kind of anticlimactic, but the refs have a little conversation, and they're going to bring him back to the table, and an intentional slip, I believe, so Jeff gets the win. Now he's got a Canadian, Stefan Haro, and trying to test the hand there a little bit. They're not able to negotiate a grip, I don't believe, so referee's grip again, and you can see Jeff set up for more of a top roll this time. He's got that dump wrist top roll, and is able to finish him. So and the respect there for our neighbors to the north. Now we are in the top 8, and you come back later in the evening for the top 8 in the finals, and that's where they broadcast it on the Olympic channel and everything. So he's got a Russian here, Albert Gabiev, young kid, super strong, of course, and trying to get set up here. As per usual, it's a struggle. I edit down, a lot of footage to try to make it not take as long, but the wrist gets straightened, and we're going to the strap. So the strap is been applied, but we can't agree on a grip, so we're back in a referee's grip. And then we have movement in a referee's grip, which is a foul. So Albert's got one foul. The hands close again, and they're actually going to call Albert for moving in a referee's grip again, winner Jeff, but they protest, and now we're in a hook war. You can see Albert is pretty confident right here. He thinks he's got it, and Jeff's just holding. He's not trying to pin at this point. He's just holding, and he just kind of bleeding him out. And then when he goes to pin, he said it was kind of easy at that point, with just a little bit of a drag, and gets the pin, rubs him on the head. Not in a it wasn't meant to be disrespectful, but Albert didn't like it. But I think Jeff made sure to, talk to him afterward. It wasn't meant to be disrespectful. But you can see in our training, that position that Jeff was in is something we've been working very hard on and very heavy. And, during that match, he was just like, I was just pretending that you were there telling me to, hold on to fight it just like we were in that training. And you can see that that's the exact position he was in. And so he wasn't going to get pulled out of that again this year like he has in the past. So now we've got Jeff versus Vashagan of Romania, and he's a world champion arm wrestler, and we've been talking about hooking this guy all day because we've had a few hours in between, and we've talked about hooking him all day, and we're able to set up, and he tries to top roll and realizes his hand is iron, and loses. He's wondering if there's anything to protest because we're kind of onto the game now about the protests, and there's nothing. So, that slip in a losing position, and Jeff is done left-handed. And something that was pretty funny about this is, we were like, why did you try to top roll? And he's like, well, I didn't feel anything scary. And I'm like, well, he's a world champion. He's good at hiding that. He's not going to show anything. He's a world champion for a reason. And the Kazakh coaches, as we're talking, are standing off to the side, and they're looking at Jeff. And, they don't speak much English, but they were like, hook, why, why didn't you hook? And so, a lesson learned, of course, but that's that. Jeff finished 5th place left arm, so getting closer to those medals, but next year. So a couple days after left hand, we get a day off in between. The senior competition actually goes 4 days. They have half the weight classes, left hand one day, the other half the next day, and then same thing right-handed, half the weight classes one day, and then the second half of the weight classes the other day. So it makes the tournament a lot longer. But right hand, super heavyweight, just seems to happen, which I'm not complaining about. But I've got Josip pulls again on the right hand for my opener, and know what to expect. Know my right hand's gotten stronger. He's also told me that he's gotten stronger. But we hit the go, and I've actually maybe got a little bit of center control on him this time. I think right here, if I can hold on to it, that's my chance, but he's able to squirt out of that, so we're going to the strap, and we get the strap on and get everything straightened out. We go, and separate again. Just not good arm wrestling, to be honest. He's more disciplined. He's stronger, and so that's that into the losers bracket. And this is the match that kind of left me with a little bit to be desired here. I've got Andrija Simic, and he's very strong, very explosive. And you can see we're getting set up here. That was the go, and I don't know what's going on here. You can see here on this replay, and you can look at the ref. He's like, he kind of knew something happened, but you can see I open my hand here as the ref says go, and there was no ready either. There's supposed to be ready, go. It was just go. We were both covering each other's thumb knuckles, which is why I opened my hand. And so, but I didn't feel like there's anything I can protest. I don't think you can protest from that view, covering of knuckles, or, there's no way to know that the ref didn't say ready. And so I'm just kind of stuck with that. And I don't know if I could have beat that guy or not, but I sure would have liked to try, because, that's what I'm there for. The right arm is everything. And so it's kind of like this whole thing of not knowing whether I could have, competed with that guy or not. It's just I'm I'm done, and that left a bitter taste in my mouth to not lose, like on your shield, to kind of, I felt like I got slighted on that, but it is what it is, and we just got to move on and keep training and get stronger for next year. So Jeff, 70 kg right hand, we've got Ilyan Valkov from Bulgaria. And if you guys didn't know, all Bulgarians are strong, but we negotiate a grip, and we got a elbow foul here. So not where we want to start off with the first round elbow foul off the front of the pad, and we'll do it again. And you can see we're in a hook here, and no one's doing much, but we get a little elbow hop from Jeff as he goes to try to pin, and 2 fouls, and we've got a winner. So back in the losers bracket with Drazan again from Croatia. We're in a referee's grip, and you can see Jeff fully commits to that hook and pins relatively easily. So we're back on track here. Just a lot of power, a lot of force, a lot of hair. Just, trying to get her done. And now we've got the Lithuanian here, and don't know anything about him, but we're going to arm wrestle him. So we get the wrist straightened out. Got to come off the knuckle. He gets a warning, and we go. Elbow foul off the front for Jeff, but there was also an elbow foul on the Lithuanian, so we're offsetting, and then a crushing hook to finish. So we're back in the game, top 8 now, and we've got Vasagan again. Once again, he's a world champion arm wrestler, and this is a match that Jeff really wanted. He wanted to test himself against the strongest dudes in the world, and so he's been thinking about this, thinking about yesterday, and knowing that he's gonna hook. And Vasagan asked him if he wanted strap, and they agreed. And so you can see Jeff getting set up for a hook, and in the strap he's got that high grip that I know exactly how that feels. It's very uncomfortable. And get the go, and you can see Jeff hits for position and picks up the pin. A big win. I mean, when you beat a world champion, it's a big deal. So that one meant a lot to Jeff, and you can see he just got on him. So now we've got a Kazakh, Zakar, I believe was his name, Sibrakov, and he's an amazing athlete. Jeff's not real sure what he wants to do. He tries to hook here. He knows he needs to hook to win, but the elbow comes off the front, and clear elbow foul. And so he's going to try to get the strap here, and set up to top roll and slip and take the strap. And that dude's hand is just iron. Like, there wasn't a lot of chance, and he did go on to win the world championship against the Georgia here pretty easily. And dude's a beast. Lost to the world champion, Jeff did, and still finished relatively well. But we know he's in the ballpark now to finish in the top, the medal spots. There's no question that we found his category in 70 kg, where he's no longer going to be the smallest guy in the category like he was in the 75 kg. The 70 kg is where he needs to be to potentially win a world championship, so he can be one of the bigger guys in the division. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll show a little bit of our vacation before we came home. We got to go to Greece and do Athens and see all the big monuments and everything, and just a good, beautiful time out on the islands and in Athens itself. But thanks for watching. Farm Wrestler signing out.